Hi, my name is Constance Darshea Collins, and I work at the International School of Uganda as the Director of Strategic Initiatives, responsible for diversity, equity, inclusion, and justice, service learning, community engagement, and well-being. So I got into the world of international education by seeing a colleague who actually took the leap and moved to Guatemala. So before that, I loved to travel. I was already in education every single holiday, whether it was spring break, summer vacation. I was always traveling abroad, and I just love to meet new people, to experience new cultures, and I was wondering how I could make that a part of my professional career. And I was an au pair at one point, just so that I could have experience living abroad and learning a new language in Switzerland. But once I saw that a colleague moved to Guatemala, I started asking questions about how they were able to do that and work in a school. They gave me the information that it was a school that was in English. They taught in English. It was a pre-K through 12 school that used Common Core standards. And I was just really inspired by it. So I started doing my own research, not enough research. I had no idea about Search Associates or TIE or ISS, any of the more traditional routes of securing a job. So I just looked on, true story, I just looked on Wikipedia at schools that were under ISS, the International School Service, and I just picked some and found the websites and emailed directors. I got pretty lucky. It was April when I did this because I didn't have any idea about the timeline, and I emailed directors, I sent CVs, and I expressed interest, and luckily I got a job, and it set me on this path of international school teaching. I find it to be incredibly different. For one, I was at a charter school, which is a publicly funded school that has permission from the state to do its own thing for the most part. So it was not a traditional public school in the U.S. However, in terms of the student body and the teaching staff, we're pretty homogenous in terms of nationality. The student body was racially diverse, but we were all from the United States. Many of us hadn't lived abroad, and so we didn't have that international lens that we brought into the classroom. And also because we were all from the same country, we all lived in the same neighborhoods, and we had similar backgrounds. We weren't navigating the school environment in a new space in a space that wasn't really our home. Like for us, Connecticut was our home, New Haven was our home, and in an international school environment, we rely on each other a lot more because many of us are coming from places and our home of origin is not the place that we're teaching. So that just brings a new experience to the classroom with us. I definitely think it has an impact on me as an educator working in an international school, being from somewhere else. And the thing that I'm going to say I think applies to all international educators, regardless of if they're in their home of origin or not. You have to adjust your lens a bit so that you can truly connect with all the students. I guess in any school you need to do that, but really in international education, students are coming from so many different students and families, and your colleagues are coming from so many different cultural contexts. They have so many different languages, religious backgrounds, and beliefs, so many cultural norms that might not be the norm or the dominant norm in your school culture, and you have to be able to reconcile that within your classroom, within your school community, within your parent community, and also just within your personal life. So I definitely think that being in an international school, it necessitates that you shift your lens a bit and you shift your behaviors. and you shift the way that you communicate with people so that you're able to reach your students, reach your families, reach your colleagues in a meaningful and effective way. Really, I went abroad in order to explore, and I didn't go with any real preconceived notions. I was just like, this is going to be great. This is going to be fun. What surprised me was that there was an entire network out there that connected schools, that connected people. And that was actually it was surprising, and it was also really refreshing and invigorating, because I didn't feel like I was just going to this one school. I felt like I was going to a network of people who had connections in different schools. It was really exciting for me in my first week at the American School of Kinshasa, when I sat and talked to my new colleagues, and they would say, like, I had taught in the Philippines before, I was in Singapore and Netherlands, I was in South Africa, etc. I realized then that it wasn't just you go to one school and you stay. People moved around, and they would tell me about how enriching it was, what they brought from each of those places, and that surprised me in a great way, because I felt like I aspired to be that in my own career, to move around and to take my learnings with me wherever I went. My gut reaction would say, yes, absolutely. I think if you're even contemplating it, you're already thinking about being outside of your comfort zone. And I think, just to take it to the next level, I would say absolutely, do your research and try it out. You never know what you'll learn about yourself in the international school context, and how much you grow, who you might meet, and just what impact it might have on your own teaching, and what impact that you might have on your students. We all have an impact, but there's such a great impact that we make as international school educators on our students, because we're able to bring our expertise, we're able to bring our cultural knowledge, and also meld it with all the other learnings and insights that we get from our students, from them, because of where they come from our colleagues, and just from this new experience being in a new country. It builds our resilience, it builds our cultural competency, hopefully for all of us. And the piece of advice that I would give is to come with an open mind and try to shed some of the assumptions that we may come in with, because when we come into a new space, it's normal to have our own assumptions and biases about who people are based on the little pieces of information that we have of them, whether it's race, nationality, sexual orientation, religious background, etc. We have those, assumptions that we make, but trying to shed those in order to see people for who they really are, and this, see the humanity in everyone. And I think that in our professional practice, that will really help us to be the most effective, because we're teaching the human, not teaching just surface level of who we believe our colleagues, our students, our families are.